Today I just wanted to make a quick video to teach you guys something cool. In order for your plant to have successful pollination and grow an actual fruit, you need both male and female flowers. So today I'm going to show you how to tell the difference. So these are the male flowers, and on plants they're usually the very first blooms that you're going to see appear. And it's really simple to tell the difference. So with this one you can basically see it's just a plain blossom. Let me zoom in here. Nothing attached to it. Same with this one. But then up here you can see a blossom starting and it has a little tiny fruit attached to it. That is going to be the female one, and once it's a little bit bigger and that blossom finally opens up, it's going to get pollinated by beneficial insects, which, just to let you know, there's also some bad insects in this shot too. Those two little ones down there are cucumber beetles, so I gotta get those out before they hurt the plant. But there's also a lot of good insects that are going to go in and collect pollen off of the male blossoms like this one. And then once this one opens up and they fly and land on that one, it's going to transfer the pollen, and then the fruit will successfully begin to grow. If for whatever reason pollination doesn't occur, then this will kind of just dry up and go away and it will fail. But that's why God designed these plants with multiple different blossoms at the same time, so that way the plant has a chance of successful pollination even if one somehow gets missed. Over here on my watermelon plant, you can see that the male blossoms are finally starting to bloom, and that's all we have so far. But now that we have those, we know that soon the female ones will appear not too much longer afterwards, and then we'll start to get watermelon. I'll show you one more example over here. I have my cucumber plants that I have growing up on tomato cages just to help save space, and plenty of male blossoms started to appear first. And now the female ones are starting to show up. You can see it has the little tiny baby fruit attached to it. I like to plant a lot of different flowers near my garden, not just because it looks pretty, but also because it helps to attract the beneficial bees and butterflies and other pollinators that are going to help my garden to take off faster. Now, insects aren't the only thing that can help pollinate your garden. Strong winds can also help with that. And some people will even take a small paintbrush and they will twirl it around inside of the plant where the male blossom is, and then they'll take that same paintbrush and transfer the pollen into the female bloom. I've never personally done that. I kind of just let nature take its course, and I've never had any issues here. But I just wanted to give you some other options in case you wanted to help speed things along. And this is unrelated, but for those of you who watched my video earlier in the spring where I taught you how to grow asparagus in raised beds, this is what I was talking about when I say it ferns out. It gets really tall, it gets really pretty ferns. And then in the fall, it'll turn brown and die off, and then we can cut it back. And then in the spring, we should be able to harvest our first asparagus crop. Like I said, that's totally unrelated, but since it was right here and since I had a video on this earlier in the year, I figured I would just show you the progression.